everybody. Hello. Welcome once again to our show. I'm Kelvin. This is Crease.
Hello, everyone.
Crease and Kelvin here, as always. And so how does this show work? Well, Crease here has put together a list of topics over the last week, things that he thinks will be of interest to us. And as soon as I grow bored with any one of those topics, I ring my bell and we move on to the next topic in the hope that it is so much better. So, Crease, what is the first topic on your list?
So the first thing I would like to talk to you about this week is I'd like to know if you could estimate how many animals you've killed in your life, in your short life. You've not lived a long time.
Well, not my short life. I mean, what are we compared to what? Not compared to the animals I've killed. It's not a short
Well,
life.
no, that's true. But you're
most
not,
animals
you're not an aged man.
No, but most animals, even living their full lifespan, don't get past about 15.
True. That's true. In fact, 90% of the animals that were born on the same day you are.
In fact, name an animal that would have that could possibly have had a longer lifespan than me, even if I hadn't killed them until like a day before they would have naturally died.
A tortoise.
A tortoise. Okay, so if I had killed a tortoise, there is a chance that it would have been older than me.
It would have outlived you,
and I would therefore be, a short lifespan compared to that tortoise.
An elephant.
An elephant, yes, there's another animal, another big domed animal like the tortoise. They're very similar animals.
In fact, I wonder if it's something to do with them being domed.
Maybe that.
I'm a zoologist. I'm going to research that. If it's something to do with animals being domed.
Yeah,
they
beetles.
have more. Beetles,
they live a long life.
But they probably do for insects. Like flies die very quickly. Beetles, quite happy to remain living much longer than they should do.
Maybe the shape of an animal is the most fundamental part of its entire existence.
There's not been any research on this. I will write a paper for Nature and we will sort it out.
Paper for Nature. Excellent.
The journal Nature.
Okay. All right, okay.
So I'm wondering, how many animals do you think you've killed over the years?
My entire life.
I'm not including animals that have been slaughtered on your behalf. So, like, obviously, you've eaten lots of chickens and lots of.
So lay out the rules then, because you're really...
No, I'm saying animals that you have ended the life of either accidentally on the road, maybe they've run out in front of your car, or deliberately, you've seen them on the road, you've swerved for them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
Or perhaps a fly that has annoyed you, a wasp has stung you in an anger. And just squished it against your hand.
With a hammer. I've bashed my hand with a hammer in an attempt to try and get the bloody wasp that was standing on it.
Correct.
Right.
I'm just those sorts of things.
By my hand. So we're not talking anything which I've eaten. We're not talking about... We're talking about things which I've intentionally killed. Or
yes.
Things which I've unintentionally killed.
Yes, but we're not talking like ants. I mean, I'm sure you've crushed thousands of ants in your time.
Right.
I don't about things which you've ended the life of, either accidentally or on purpose. Either in your car or just on your person.
Ultimately, because of insects, the answer is probably probably near to 1,000.
Sure.
I've never killed anything. I don't think I've ever...
You've never run over a squirrel.
I hit a bird on my very first driving lesson.
Right.
So that's probably the biggest thing I've ever killed. I would never knowingly kill anything even as big as a mouse. Never. I would never kill a mouse. The thought of killing a mouse is, to me, absolute savagery. It would be such a needless death. But then I think, what environment...
Well, they're pests, though.
What sort of... No, but I still couldn't kill a mouse. So no, actually probably not that many.
Even if it was pestering you.
I think a better question than how many animals is probably, what is the weight? What is the weight of the animals you have killed? Because although I've killed maybe, several hundred, maybe even 1,000 insects, you could probably put those dead animals in a... You could probably fit them all in 2 cups.
Sure.
2 mugs.
Two standard
mugs. You could probably fit the sum of all of my massacres.
Sure.
In there.
So here's a question: who's more morally repugnant? A man that shoots an elephant, or a man that systematically slaughters insects?
Well, no,
to the weight of above an elephant.
I haven't got like a thimble-sized gas chamber.
No, not you. I'm saying if a man every time he saw everyone went, oh, look at that beautiful butterfly, and he went, and just and every time he saw one, to the weight of a dead elephant, or one man on one hunt
to the weight shoots an elephant, kills one elephant.
Who's more morally repugnant?
That's an interesting question. That is an interesting question. I don't know the answer to that. Because with the elephant, you've killed one elephant.
Yes.
But the other one, he's killed the weight of an elephant and taken immense number of lives. Taken possibly, I don't know, probably not millions of lives, but probably tens of thousands.
Sure. I think it depends on how you value life as well, because you could argue, well, is that case a serial killer who kills fat people more morally repugnant because they're bigger people?
Yeah, it's true. Weight isn't
children who weigh much.
That's true. Weight isn't the only thing you should take into consideration, but it is one of several factors.
So what about if like insects? They have a very short lifespan anyway. Right. You probably only knocked off. It's probably equivalent of you knocking off a sort of 75-year-old man.
Yes.
Knocking off a 75-year-old man was probably the wrong choice of words.
Bad choice of words.
Killing off a 75-year-old man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a separate topic. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that, to me, there's no real difference. I don't think there's a major difference between killing an elephant and killing.
Well, that can't be true, though. But that can't be true because otherwise, because let's be honest, you would never ever kill an elephant.
I would euthanize an elephant.
Right, but you wouldn't kill an elephant.
But I'm euthanizing an insect
or any other reason. Would you know?
I don't kill insects for sport. I kill them because they annoy me.
Right, well, fine. So basically,
scare me.
So there is a difference. An elephant. If an elephant was annoying you, you wouldn't kill an elephant.
If it charged me, I would. But does that mean?
But this isn't comparable with an insect. An ant cannot charge you.
No, but a wasp can sting you. A spider can bite you.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But it's not the same as being gored by an elephant. I don't think.
You've seen some of the stings on them.
Antiseptic. I don't know if that's quite the same thing, really. Next topic.
Okay, the next topic is another one of my hypotheticals. Here's a quandary for you.
Right, okay, yes.
Now, this is going to take a little bit of getting your head round, but I hope you understand what I'm about to say. Would you rather lose all of your old memories or never be able to make new ones?
You're right, that is a quandary. Say that again.
So would you rather lose all of your old memories so you forget everything until this podcast? Has ever happened
up until now?
Up to this podcast. But you can make new memories now. Like, everything from this moment on in your life, you can have as new, fresh memories and continue on those things. Yeah. Or, fundamentally be frozen in time now.
Right.
And be able to live through all your old memories, but you just be in like a little white box, and you couldn't ever...
So you're saying I would be trapped in a room with my old memories, and then nothing happens that is worth remembering? Oh, the only memory I have from this point on is the time I sat in the corner of that white room.
Or, from this moment on, I memory wipe you, you've no idea who I am, but you could go on knowing that you could at least... Alright, you lost all your old memories, but you at least go on living your life.
But what does that entail? Because if I have lost all the memories... I don't mean like muscle memories, though, but when you say that I've lost all the memories up until this point...
Yeah.
I mean, I am the sum of those memories. So I am the grand total of all of my history,
correct,
all of my past.
Correct. So you'd be like an infant again.
So I would be like an infant again.
You would, but you've got another, I was going to say 30 years to learn it all again, but maybe less with you.
I couldn't remember anything. I couldn't remember anything I'd learnt at school. Can I or can I not? Do I remember...
That's a good question. I haven't thought this through.
Do I remember...
No.
Do I remember what colour the
skills.
sky is?
All right, you've got...
Do I remember what the sea is?
No.
No, I don't remember any of that.
No. You are starting again, as if you're born again.
I would walk out and I would be just looking.
Well, you wouldn't walk out your front door because you don't know how a door works.
I wouldn't know how a door works. I wouldn't. That's true. I wouldn't know how a door works. I would just hammer on the wall in the hope that it swung open and cry until somebody else opened a part of the wall.
Okay, I'm going to give you. Okay, let's say you've got the memory of your skills, so you can still do your maths.
Yes.
You can still ride a bike.
Yes.
You can still...
Do I know what a bird is?
You know what a bird is, but you've no memory of ever seeing a bird.
What about specific types of bird? What about brands of bird? What about a parakeet?
You know what one is, as if you've seen it in a book.
A parakeet.
As if you've seen it in a book.
But I would have no memory of ever having seen one myself.
Or the fact that your mother had one or anything like that. You don't even know you have a mother. You've no idea.
So I must know, but again, I would remember. If I can remember what a bird is, I would also remember that people had mothers. So I
you remember
who my mother is.
Correct.
That's right.
You know what a mother was.
Yes.
In fact, you could even go and look them up.
I would remember that they were the female version of me. They had lumps at the front.
Correct.
They produced a white liquid. Would I remember it was called milk?
You've never tried it before.
I've never tried milk.
You know it's called milk.
I know it was called milk.
You know it's called milk, but you've never tried it before.
I've never tried milk.
No.
No. And I would... Okay, fine.
So you come out to everything as if it's novel. When you first tasted Coca-Cola, it would be like sweet heaven in your mouth.
Okay, that's
because you couldn't. You know what I mean?
Right, okay.
So everything would be new.
Yes.
But you have no idea who any of us were. No idea who any of us were at all.
Right.
So you could relearn everyone.
Yeah, I could do.
If you wanted to.
Yes.
Because you're a blank slate. You might hate me.
So what's the alternative again? The alternative is that I'm in a room with nothing that's worth remembering.
Correct.
But I have all of my memories from the past. I have all my memories.
And you can bring them up quite vividly. You know what I mean?
I'm never allowed to leave. So basically, I'm basically stuck with memories of people I love.
Well, fundamentally, your choice is this. Because you'd want to kill yourself, right?
That
so
would
the
be
choice
awful.
is... No, but the choice is, do you reminisce about your life for a long time and all the memories you've had,
no.
and then go, well, I had a good innings, and then kill yourself?
I don't know if I have had a good innings, really, though.
But you've had an innings.
I've had an innings, but I wouldn't say it was necessarily the best of innings. It's a perfectly decent innings, but I wouldn't say it was the best innings.
The other option is that you don't remember anything you've ever experienced ever.
Yeah, but then I can create new innings.
Yeah, but you wouldn't care. But you wouldn't care because you would cease to exist.
No, that's true.
The second your memory was wiped.
Yeah, but it would be like living a new life. Totally new experiences.
It's fundamentally the same as a baby falling out of you, me killing you and saying, right, the baby can carry on.
A new one inside me, like a second Kelvin.
Yeah.
A new baby.
So what you're saying
Kelvin's
is, would you want somebody else to go on having memories and you to end?
Yeah, but that Kelvin would be able to experience films for the first time ever. He'd be able to experience Super Mario Galaxy for the first time ever. You know, an amazing game. He would be able to do every computer game that I've enjoyed and experience it for the first time ever.
But he might hate computer games.
He might hate it, but he might like other. But fine. But he might like something else instead. He might like sport. I don't like sport, but Kelvin might like sport.
I think the chance of that
because he's still got my body and physique. Yeah, that's true. Yes. Yeah. And he's unlikely to have any more sexual activity than me, really.
Exactly, yeah.
Because he still looks like me, so he's not going to have more. He might, and he's older than me as well, so if anything, he's going to have even
Plus,
less.
he's a simpleton, remember, so he's got no memory, so he won't even know where to put it.
So he doesn't have
He's heard of various places you can put things.
He's never seen pornography.
No.
No, that's true. But I think that would definitely...
Seeing pornography for the first time again would have been the most exciting thing ever.
Well, it wasn't the most exciting thing ever when it first happened, was it? Maybe it was. Probably was, really. It's quite exciting.
I don't know. Probably the first time I ejaculated probably felt...
I'm cutting that bit from the podcast.
Why?
Not including... Because I don't want people thinking about you ejaculating. No, actually, scrap that. I don't want to edit a podcast in which I have to constantly listen to you saying, I think the first time I ejaculated it was quite exciting. I don't want to have to listen to that ever again.
Well, what you want me to do is wipe your memory then. You can either live with that memory on loop.
That's true. That's so true. So actually, you're right. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Right, next topic. The next one is international news. Bolivian fans at a recent football match were spooked by a ghost who appears to run through the spectators. This is a genuinely true story. You can look on YouTube and see it.
What do you mean it's a genuinely true story? There's already one aspect to this which I don't believe is true, but I'm going to let you work out which part of the story that you think that is. Continue, please continue.
The fans at the Hernando Siles Stadium in La Paz, Bolivia, were terrified when what appears to be a ghostly spectre runs along one of the stands and passes through several spectators.
Through them? Actually through them?
Appears to.
Right.
Was
it a ghost, Crease? Was it an actual ghost?
Well, as it transpires...
It wasn't a ghost running through a crowd of people.
Well, it could have been. But one of the other explanations that's also been put forward is it's
a dog.
You know the shadow cast by the... You know them cameras they have that run along on rails above the football stadium.
So it was a shadow?
It may have cast a shadow.
How do you do that? How do you actually mistake a ghost for a shadow, or indeed a shadow for a ghost? Surely you must have seen a shadow. That's like the only way that would be possible was if you had gone through your entire life without seeing a shadow. Or maybe, like everywhere you've gone your entire life, every time you saw a shadow, you thought, oh, there's another ghost. There's a ghost standing under me now. There's a ghost stood behind me at this exact moment.
Oh, that's horrible. Don't say things
everywhere
like that.
you go, you see shadows. No, look, that building over there, it's casting a ghost on the floor. The ghost of that building is currently sprawled across this street. That's the only explanation that can be given.
I think it was because it was moving quickly. They didn't really know what it was.
No. Well, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It's not like it's something that could be mistaken for a ghost, though. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they saw a big cloud of flour. Somebody had been carrying some flour in a bowl, and a big gust of wind blew the flour up into the air and into the shape of a man.
Yes.
In trousers, running towards them, and they're, oh God! No, they didn't see that, did they? No, they saw a shadow.
They saw a fast.
It's like I say, it could have been. There's many things that they could have seen that could have been mistaken for a ghost. Somebody carrying a sheet. They could have seen somebody walking along, and he had a sheet in his hands, and he was trying to dry it out, and he was shaking the sheet, and he was going, "Ooh, such a wet sheet I've got here."
That's true.
That would be a more convincing ghost than a shadow.
That's true.
It could have been 100 moths. Could have been 100 moths all gathered together
in a mating ball.
In a big mating ball that looked a bit like a headless man. That's a possibility.
That's true.
That would have been a more convincing ghost. True. It could have been a fucking ghost. That would have been a more convincing ghost. What was it, Crease?
It was
a shadow.
Probably a shadow.
I don't tell you it was probably a shadow. It was either a shadow or it was a ghost. What was it?
They don't know.
Right, okay.
If I was a ghost, you know what I'd do? I'd sit there and be... I'm going to show how dated it. Last time I watched the news, I was going to say Trevor McDonald, but he's not even on the news anymore, is he?
He's been for about 20 years.
Hugh Edwards. Hugh Edwards is sat there going, tonight on the news at 10, I just have a ghost. I'd appear next to him and go, I fucking exist!
Yes.
And then disappear. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And again, like if you were haunting a house, don't just do little things that might be a ghost. Don't do little things that people might say, is that a ghost? Was that a ghost? Oh, that might be a ghost.
Yeah.
Do something which can only be a ghost.
Yes.
Yank down the light fittings.
Yes.
You know?
Walk through someone.
Literally.
Just walk up to someone and just step inside them and then just step out of them again. Just stick a hand through their head. So they'll be stood there and they go, oh, are you a ghost? And go, if I wasn't, could I do this? And just stick your hand straight through them and wiggle it around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Think how boring Ghostbusters would be if the ghosts had done the kind of things that real ghosts do. You know when he opens up the fridge and there's a vortex into another world? in a real world ghosts world, they would have opened up the fridge and the yogurt would be in a different place. Do you know what I mean? That is the level of tedium that real ghosts have. That is real ghosts, and by real ghosts I mean not real ghosts, but ghosts that people think are real. That's the level of imagination that real world ghosts have. Okay, so next topic.
With an unlimited budget, what surgery would you have?
Say that again.
With an unlimited budget, what surgery would you have?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have surgery. Thing is, I can tell you, no matter how much money I had, I would be paranoid. I wouldn't have any facial surgery because I'd be terrified of it going wrong.
Sure.
And me ending up kind of like all upside down.
Sure.
You know, that's what I wouldn't want. So, no, I don't know. I mean, so my thought is you get something done to your body that can potentially is not as obvious if it goes wrong. So I would get various...
Would you get a six-pack?
I would probably get a six-pack implanted. Buttocks. I would get new buttocks.
Slimmer
buttocks. Yes.
More streamlined buttocks.
More streamlined, aerodynamic buttocks.
Sure. What sort of body would you go for? Would you go for sort of the very skinny, wafy sort of model-like thing? Sort of ripped or sort of like...
What about half a woman? What about being half a woman and half a man? So half of your body, you go right down the middle. Right down the middle. So you have a breast on one side.
You're not talking like mermaid.
No. I'm talking from the top of your head to your
thorax.
To thorax. So you would have half of your face is a woman's face.
Sure.
A woman's ear, half of a woman's nose, a little dainty nose. And then you would have
a swell of your breast.
A one breast.
Sure.
One perfect breast. Mm-hmm. Then my normal hideous male body on the other side. And then penis. Penis is cut clean in half. Cleft in half. Clean down the middle. So I have half a penis.
Sure.
And
How would that work?
And I suppose half a fanny, if I'm honest.
How would that work, though?
Well, no, that's the only bit. I'm not sure if that would be quite as pleasurable as I first thought. That. No, actually, let's rethink that. Oh, what about this? And then, down at the crucial area, you would have a lady's vagina, but like a penis would come out of it. Like the alien's mouth, like the alien's second mouth. You know? Well, no, it wouldn't have teeth, but I mean, it would, and the penis would come out of that, so it would be like, you know, like you've got both. You've got like the element.
It'd be like a lovely surprise. It'd be like it'd
be like a wonderful surprise. Yes, that'd be right. It would be like it would be perfect for bisexuals.
Oh, for pornography would be amazing with it, wouldn't it? Because you could have you scissoring somebody. But then there would be something popping out and going into them as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh God, that's kind of
yeah. So that's what I would have. I would have a lady's leg on one side and a nice little dainty foot. And then on the other side, my big hairy leg and a hoof.
But you'd have to be careful because you'd have to make sure that your leg was slightly shorter on your lady side so you could wear heels. So you'd have to have a slightly shorter leg.
Yes.
What aerodynamic face.
A pocket?
Definitely.
Where would you have it though?
At the top of your leg.
At the top of my leg. At the top of my leg. At the top of both legs. There's a
skin pocket.
There's a skin pocket.
But it's fur.
So even if I'm naked.
It's hairline, so it's warm. So you can put your hands in it when you're cold.
So if I'm outside in the nude, I can put my hands in the pockets and keep them warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Internal genitalia. I'd redesign.
Really?
Yeah. Balls are very annoying.
Okay.
I don't think they're particularly useful either. I mean, they are useful in terms of, producing progeny. But I mean, they're not, they just sort of dangle, they get in the way. If you've got internal balls, now you might laugh at that, but if everyone had internal balls, it wouldn't be an issue.
Or, do you know what I would have? A hole that ran right through your chest so that if you run, it goes...
That'd be amazing.
You know, like one of those things that you blow in?
Yeah. Like throwing a Nerf thing.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. So basically, and then the wind passes through it, and it makes a noise. It makes a kind of a nice whistling noise, or a.
Soft top. People like soft tops, don't they? Convertibles.
Oh, so your hair would go back.
Your hair would go back on a hot day. Your hair would go like that.
So you're completely bald. And then with it,
just tucks in the back of your head.
As it gets cold. Moves back.
Same with the beard as well. The beard just into your ears and then comes out your ears.
Well, that's a really good idea.
There you are.
Okay. There we are.
There we go.
Okay.
So we'll do one more, shall we?
One more.
I'm just gonna have a very quick.
You still haven't bloody picked a
Well, I have, but I'm just wondering whether it's worth doing. But we're gonna shoot with this one. Okay. If you could learn any skill in the world, what would you like to learn?
A lot of hypothetical questions tonight.
Right, okay, we'll change it then. The next bit is nature news.
What's that?
No. The next bit is nature news. Play the sting. No hypothetical questions tonight. Picture the scene, Kelvin. We are in northwest Alaska. And coming out of the foamy sea, you see a lone walrus wobbling up the beach. Right?
Okay.
Then another one joins it. And then suddenly, Kelvin, from out of the sea, thousands upon thousands of walruses, start making their way up the beach, their huge tusks glistening in the cold Alaskan air.
Yes.
And there are 35,000 of them.
Right.
This is what is occurring currently in Alaska. There has been a record haul-up of the Pacific walrus. Mm-hmm. Crowding in. So much so, they are stampeding the other walruses to death. They're crushing other walruses.
It can't be easy to crush a walrus.
They're 2 tons.
Right, okay.
It can't be easy to get on top of something that's 2 tons.
No.
You need a lot of things on top of something that's 2 tons to crush a walrus.
Yes.
Walrus, of course, being short-lived, no domed back. But, they are, but they're all, and they don't know why they're doing it. There is a record number of walruses
first of all,
up on the beach.
Okay, so my question then to you is, this can't be a brand new phenomenon. This must have happened before.
No.
What?
No. There are
never ever. I mean, the fact they call it a haul up means that it's an event which has occurred before because they've given it a name.
They do it, but never in this amount of numbers. That's the key to it.
Fine. Let's put the numbers aside. In smaller numbers, why do walrus haul up on the side of a beach? What is the reason, though?
I don't know.
You don't know, so you've not done any research.
I've not done any research.
You don't know. Is it mating?
I doubt
it
this time of year.
Do they have to sit on a walrus egg?
I know. Well, my question to you was going to be, why are they doing it in such numbers? What's making 35,000 walruses?
But the fact that it's in numbers, you see, this is my point to you, Chris. It's not even about the numbers, really. I know it seems impressive that there are that many walrus climbing up on the beach, but the fact is we don't even know why one walrus climbs on a beach because you haven't done any research. We haven't got the information for why a single walrus would come on land.
Why did they do
So your question isn't why have 35,000 walruses, or whatever the number is, climbed up on a beach. Your question is, why do any walruses climb on a beach?
Why do a marine mammal beach themselves, Kelvin?
Why do they beach themselves? That is the first. That is the question, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's look at some precedents. Let's look at some other animals that live in the sea or spend a lot of time in the sea, but occasionally come out on land. Right?
Yes.
Penguins.
Yes.
Why do penguins come out on land?
To lay eggs.
To lay eggs. So it doesn't lay eggs.
No.
It wouldn't be sitting on eggs.
No.
It couldn't be coming up to steal the eggs of a penguin.
Well, but maybe. If there was a record number of penguins, but there's not a record number of penguins.
So
there aren't 35,000 penguins.
Do they eat eggs?
Probably not. I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't turn one down.
Are they omnivores?
Yes.
They are
I think
omnivorous.
so.
They're omnivorous.
I haven't done any research, Kelvin. Let's say yes.
This is spectacular. This is.
Well, they've got big teeth.
They may not even be eating.
They've got big teeth.
They've got big teeth, so they could be eating the penguins. They could be up there to get the penguins themselves, for all we know.
Penguins are the wrong. You're on the wrong.
Fine. So right. Well,
pole.
Fine.
Penguins.
So it's definitely not to lay eggs, eat eggs, or get out penguins.
No,
that is all of them ruled out.
There we are. We're getting somewhere.
Finally, next option. I don't know what other animals What other animals beach themselves though? What other animals? I mean, what's the precedent? No, give me some precedents here. I can't.
Maybe they like being squished. Maybe they like the feeling of all that fat lying on them. I think they're asphyxiating themselves.
This is why you haven't done any research.
No.
You've done no research for this. You haven't got an idea. You haven't got a clue. It could be anything. They could be coming on land for any hundreds of reasons. They could be coming up there to do a fucking sandcastle. They could be coming up there to have a donkey ride. They could be coming up there to have an ice cream. Well, I mean, for all you know, they could be coming up because there's something scaring them out of the water. There could be something that's attacking them in the water. There's something that frightens them in the water.
Ghosts.
Ghosts. It could be ghosts. It could be a haunted sea, and they're coming out of the sea because they're frightened of the ghosts. So they're coming out onto the land where there are less ghosts than in the sea. I'm really impressed with your research for this one, Chris. You really have done a staggering
I'm a zoologist.
I'm so impressed with this story. Congratulations. Easily your best today. Right, well, that's another show in the bag. That's all sorted. We're sorted. All done. So thank you for listening, everybody. If you've enjoyed this and want to find more of our stuff, by all means follow us on social media, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We're Radioface Comedy on all of those. So Radioface Comedy on those. Obviously our YouTube as well. We put up videos and various clips from these podcasts and a whole bunch of other stuff on there. And that's it, basically. So thank you again for listening. And until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.
Crease.
Bye,
Good night, Crease. Time to get into bed. Not with me. Didn't mean it like that. No, there's anything wrong with that, Crease. If you did want to get into bed with me, that would be absolutely fine.